Miss our live Tuesday night auctions or in-person Tuesday night auctions. Will we have them again? Do we plan to have live in-person auctions in the future? My name is Jason Roski. I'm the KC Auction and Appraisal Company here in Kansas City, and that is our question for the week. We got started several years ago in this business by having a bi-weekly. We had auctions every other Tuesday night, and let me just share this on my page real quick so my friends can see it. Hey Junior, thanks for watching. But we had an in-person auction every other week down in the West Bottoms here in Kansas City. We were one of the first people to go down there in the revitalization of that area. It's an old warehouse district. A lot of the buildings are mid to late Victorian, and we decided that it was a cool location. It's right in the heart of Kansas City, Missouri, Kansas Metro. And the rent was cheap, and so we could afford to take a chance at it, and it worked out pretty well for us. 5 years ago, we decided to, when we sold the building down there, we decided to focus almost exclusively on online auctions. And our friends and customers and clients, whenever they see us after a while, they're always like, when are you going to have live auctions again? When are you going to have the in-person auctions again? The West Bottoms misses you. And I get all of that. We really, really thoroughly enjoyed having those auctions. They were a lot of fun. We got to see people all of the time who we don't see very often at all anymore. It was a great way to see people, keep in contact, and just experience that camaraderie of what a traditional in-person auction event garners. And there were great benefits to it, and there was negatives to it as well. We were going until 11, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, regularly. Hey, is that Darren watching? I can't see that right there. Hey, Darren, thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions, anybody watching has questions or comments, go ahead and post them here or hit the like button, the share button. Appreciate that. But yeah, we were doing auctions every other week. We're doing 25 to 30 a year, depending upon the season. You know, we do a little bit more, a little bit less. And we found that we were doing a lot of time doing a lot of work to sell a lot of stuff and not really being able to serve our clients really well, nor were we able to serve the customers who were really most interested and can benefit from an auction format. And so we decided to go to the online route. Now, like I said, we get asked all of the time, when are we going to have a live auction again? When are we going to have an in-person auction again? And the reality is, for us, that the costs of doing it and the expense is not just in money, but in time and in location, because you need space to put 100, 150 people, just doesn't make it feasible. Hi Tiffany, thanks for watching. And so we do some benefit auctions that are live every year, but the reality is we just can't serve our clients to the best interest. And I can show you all kinds of documentation. This has been a heated discussion this week and last. And it often is a heated discussion amongst auctioneers. Those who still do nothing but the traditional in-person live auction versus those of us who do mainly online only. Hi, Tiffany. And so it's a fascinating conversation. And it can get very heated amongst auctioneers because there's, anybody who owns a business has very definite opinions of how that business should be run. And when other people tell them that their ideas aren't as good as others, there's definitely passion involved with that. But we have found, and I can prove to anybody who's curious, looking at our numbers, at our bidder registration, our bidder participation, the reach of our buyers, that we are doing a much better, more thorough, more complete job for our clients. Having said that, there are definitely objects, there are definitely estates, and there are definitely items that sell much better in a traditional in-person auction. And so we have to be very careful on behalf of our clients. We have to be careful that we're curating what we're selling and offering so that our clients do garner those rewards, do garner that increase in participation, that increase in value more often than not. But if the objects are going to be better suited for an in-person auction, and that's going to be based upon the desirability of the object, the quality of the object, the condition of the object, especially for us because we take a lot of photographs. We do a really in-depth job of description and detailing what is good and bad about objects because we want our buyers to be happy when they receive the object. That we have found that our bidders and buyers are not as apt to bid on items that have condition issues online because they don't want to go out of their way to buy something and have to go pick it up if it has issues. Part of that's because we're reaching a larger retail buyer base, and generally speaking, a young family or that has kids, they just don't have the time to invest in repairing or restoring, nor do they want to spend the money on restoring or reupholstering objects. They just want to be able to buy it, pick it up, or have it delivered, and have the item in their house. And so we definitely will counsel potential clients on the best option going forward. And oftentimes that is not us. That is not our online auction platform. It might be somebody else. It might be somebody who does a live auction. It might be somebody who does an estate sale. It might be a consignment store. It might be to sell outright to a dealer somewhere. But we're very cognizant of and think very diligently about how are we going to best serve that customer, that client. And sometimes the best way to serve them is to not work for them, but to counsel them on where to go. I met with a client yesterday, potential client, who we've sold for in the past, who's bought from us for 10 or 15 years now. They have some objects that they were wanting us to sell, but the reality is we were not their best market. And they were disappointed in that news. They were kind of upset, frankly, that we weren't going to sell for them. But I know from experience that we weren't the best option for them, and that at the end of the day, they wouldn't have been happy, and we wouldn't have been happy either because we would have ended up working really hard to sell items that I know the value wasn't going to be what they wanted. It wasn't going to be what they thought was a fair price. But I know based upon history that they weren't going to be happy and satisfied. So we decided that it was the best option for them to look other places. And I talked them through, it's another couple, I talked them through selling on Facebook Marketplace. That's a great option for a lot of people with especially nice quality but not necessarily exciting pieces. And those are the kinds of things that if we had the in-person, I don't want to call them live because online auctions are live too. There's nobody dead bidding in them. But in an in-person auction, nice quality pieces will sell reasonably well because if somebody is there, they will bid on it because they're there and they've invested the time. Whereas in an online auction, they have to, the benefit of knowing what you're picking up is great, but if you're not going there anyway, there's no reason to buy a $40 or $50 table because you're not going, and it's not worth going across town to get it. So we're very, very aware of that, and make sure that we do a really good job of talking to our clients and our potential clients about those benefits and or negatives. And so when people ask us, we're going to do the Tuesday night auctions again, our honest answer is probably not. Will we do a live auction again, in-person auction? Possibly, depends on the estate and the situation. But we can best serve our customers and our clients, both on the buying and selling side. Our customers are our buyers, our clients are our consigners. We can do a better job for all of those if we focus on what we're doing well, and that is the online auction component. And I would have to borrow a PA system anymore. And I had a huge investment in speakers and PA and microphones before. I think I have a really small one that I have that wouldn't do much of anything in a bigger location. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. What we do, I gotta check that, fix the typo in the description there. But again, thank you all for watching. Appreciate the wave, Tiffany, if you guys are watching. If you have questions, if you were confused as to why, or you had thoughts about why we do one way as opposed to the other, the online as opposed to the in-person anymore, go ahead and post the questions here. You can always give us a phone call at 816-283-3633 or drop us an email at info@kcauctioncompany.com. It's been crazy busy around here at the office. We're doing some great things. We just got done selling the Dick Farrell Flour and Milling Advertising Collection auction, which went extremely well. We had 157 registered bidders and had 67 invoices on a very niche advertising market. Our seller was just thrilled beyond words on that, as far as I understand. Buyers across the country were happy about that. Right now we are working on the Dolores Hadley La Famille Marionette collection. Dolores was a puppeteer marionette performer at Worlds of Fun here in Kansas City for over 20 years. Retired in the early to mid 90s, passed away about 16 years ago, and her family's decided now is the time to liquidate those. And so we're working on that, and they're going to be a lot of fun. In 2 weeks, I have a big announcement I'll be able to share with y'all, but it has something to do with Nan Chisholm, who you saw on our Facebook page a couple of months ago. And tomorrow, if you're in the Lexington, Missouri area, on Saturday, August 18th, we are doing a Behind the Gavel with Jason live event. It's for the Lexington Arts Council as a benefit fundraiser, as a part of a community event. I'm going to be doing a conversation like this revolving around the market today, what we're seeing, if you're a collector, what you should be thinking about, if you're collecting, what you should be thinking about. And then we'll do some antique evaluation appraisal work at the end of that for those who come and bring pieces for them for us to look at. There's events posted in our Facebook page here. There's also the Lexington Arts Council has an event on their their Facebook page, and we're excited about that. Again, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, post them here. Send us a direct message, or we will talk to you soon next week. Next week, another comment that we get regularly, but I don't care what it sells for. We do, and we'll tell you why you should as well. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you tune in next week, tell your friends about it, and have a great weekend.